Nation, let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. Y'all know what time it is. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. Happy Friday, you guys. Going into the weekend with a bang. Once again, a reminder, we will be live tomorrow night with our brother Raiders.Scout. Stay tuned for that. Until then, we got some things that I want to talk about with my family, if you don't mind. Until then, wipe them feet. Meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed yet. We are on our way to 30,000 subscribers. We cannot do that without each and every one of you. Salute to the chat. I see Alzado, Raider or Die, Caleb, Indiana Raider, Stay Solid, Albert, Ray, Raider Suave. Salute to all my people here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. And salute to everybody that watched the show last night. If you guys did not get an opportunity to do so, double back. We broke down some film on our second rounder, Jackson Powers Johnson. We had some fun with East Coast Gridiron, Big Mike, Wasted Talent. If you guys didn't get an opportunity, make sure you go double back and check that out. And also, salute to Jackson Powers Johnson, his parents, his mother and his father. They DM'd me yesterday after the show. We're talking about bringing them on as well, you guys, to talk about, Jackson Powers Johnson's story going into the NFL, his time at Oregon and all that good stuff. They DM'd me after the show last night and had some interesting things to say. So salute to them too as well. They should be on probably sometime soon. Let me see. Appreciate you, Wade. Show was phenomenal last night. I appreciate you. That means a lot to me. I'm going to see it later tonight, Indiana. I appreciate you on that. Make sure to let me know what you think about that, man. Salute to my guy, Raider John, in the building. Salute to my dog. Always good to see my guy here in the building. Salute to Martin as well over the pond. Cheerio to my guy, Martin, man, my dog. Salute to Omni. JPJ might be able to get back into the camp, but has missed a practice or two. Haven't seen him since rookie minicamp. It's going to be interesting where he is next week when they return for OTAs. I'm hoping and praying that he'll be available. We all know he's dealing with a lower body strain, so we shall see his availability next week at OTAs. Once again, also my guy Mike Dixon, salute to him in Vegas Sports Today. He will be out there covering camp next week, you guys. So we will have him on a few times next week to give us some updates and some interesting intel on what's going on out there at headquarters in Las Vegas, Nevada for our Raiders. Let me see. Not going to lie, but East Coast, come on, more money. Hate. Salute to B, my guy. I'm an Oregon fan. Watched every game JPJ played. Absolute beast. I definitely agree with you on that. Salute to Hug, my dog as well. The Ma father himself is in the building. Salute to the GOAT. Want to talk about a few things today, you guys. I don't know if you guys seen this new article that came out. It's all over the place right now involving Xavien Howard. It looks as though he has got himself into some shit. Salute to ESPN. They put up an article today. Lawsuit. Xavien Howard sent explicit content to ex's son. Insane information here, you guys. I'm going to read this real quick. Salute to ESPN News Services. Former Miami Dolphins star cornerback Xavien Howard sent a male teenager a sexually explicit photograph of the teen's mother because she refused to get an abortion. A new court filing alleges. The allegation was made Thursday in a lawsuit filed last year by a woman who is not the teenager's mother. The woman who filed this suit accuses Howard, 30, of secretly recording them having sex and sharing recordings with others. She says Howard also shared without consent sex tapes she had agreed to make. So she did agree to making them, but I digress. Attorneys for the woman want the teenager, who is now 18, added as a plaintiff against Howard, now who was released this offseason by the Dolphins in a money-saving move, and he is a free agent. The teenager is the son of another woman who attorneys say also had a relationship with Howard and who was recorded having sex with him. A woman has not sued Howard. Xavien Howard operates by intimidation and force. Where he goes, destruction follows, and the lives of two individuals have been altered because of him. Attorneys Cam Justice and Adriana Alcady wrote in their filing, Mr. Howard denies the claims and looks forward to prevailing in a court of law. Howard's attorneys, Ted Craig, said in a statement, in the original lawsuit filed under Jane Doe, a woman says she dated Howard for several months in 2022. A few months after they broke up, she received an Instagram message from a woman who said Howard had sent her sexually explicit videos of himself having sex with various women, including Jane Doe. So crazy stuff. I'm not going to read through this entire thing here, you guys, but it looks as though Xavien Howard at this point, this could be a money grab. Who's to say? We don't know if it's true. This is all alleged, right? But it looks as though we may not want to have anything to do with this chaotic, off-season shit that's tied to Xavien Howard at this point. I know a lot of us have talked about potentially bringing in a 3-time All-Pro who spent his entire career as a Miami Dolphin. This offseason, they did decide to let him go to save a shit ton of money. At this point, he's been a free agent for a while now. Post-June 1st money has kind of, it's here now. I can't say it came and gone, but it's here now. And still, there's really no real connections with any team to Xavien Howard. So I'm wondering if maybe some teams knew about this, or maybe they just have other intel on, him potentially being a bad teammate. I don't know. But at this point, I'm going to be real, y'all. It looks as though, we're not going to look that route with Xavien Howard. There's still better options out there. I know, Ro, we talked about Adoree Jackson, but I'm going to be honest with you, man. Yeah, he can add you some flair to special teams. Yes, he could potentially be that corner too, opposite of Jack Jones. But I'm going to be real with you, man. He has been injured a lot in his young career. Well, I can't say young career. He's getting up there in age at this point. But I know the ties, with Patrick Graham, the time they shared in New York, when they're both with the Giants. But Nelson's available out there. Want to talk about him as well. Steven Nelson, a guy that has performed very well at every stop. At this point, he is kind of a veteran journeyman at the cornerback position, but he played well for the Texans. He played well for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everywhere he went, he's pretty much played pretty well for those respective organizations. So that is definitely someone to keep an eye on in terms of Nelson, one of those veteran presence that can come in and help these young kids, Jacorian Bennett, Richardson, Devonshire, all these guys, get moving in their young careers. But at this point, y'all, I'm going to be honest, I have want nothing to do with Xavien Howard. True or false, it's just a little too much going on. We don't need any more, recklessness. We don't need any more bullshit being tied to us. Since we've been in Las Vegas, it seems like every year has been one thing or another. And, we can't afford to have that kind of stuff tied to our team. And at this point, we really don't know what we would be getting out of Xavien Howard anyway. How much would it cost? Is he still going to be a productive, player at his age coming off those injuries? We don't know. But at this point, it's just really not worth it. Stephon Gilmore, you guys, that is definitely a player that I would look to bring in to be that veteran presence opposite of Jack Jones. His market value, you guys, at this point is $8.9 million. I would love to bring him in on a 1-year kind of prove-it deal. It's not really a prove-it deal. We know who he is. Former Defensive Player of the Year, former All-Pro guy. He played in all 17 games last year for the Dallas Cowboys. So the durability is not an issue. Even at this late in his career, I would love to bring in Stephon Gilmore. And like I said, $8.99 million roughly is the market value to bring him in. I would love it. I have nothing against looking at Stephon Gilmore or Steven Nelson at this point to bring in Adoree Jackson, I would like to stay away with that because of the durability issues. Just too many red flags in terms of durability. Those injuries, have derailed his career. I would stay away from that. Stephon Gilmore is very durable, even at the age of 32, 33, I believe. And like I said, 17 games last year for the Dallas Cowboys. He's never really had a problem these past few seasons staying healthy, even at his age. So $8.9 million, you guys, I'm not against that. And then once again, I'm going to throw this into the universe. I'm going to keep talking about it until this guy is signed. Justin Simmons, you guys. Look, we have $35 million roughly, $35 million to play with. I know a lot of us, we would like to take care of some of our own guys, right? Nate Hobbs, Divine Diablo, Robert Spillane, Trayvon Merrick, Malcolm Kuntz. A lot of these guys' contracts are coming up. This is the last year of their respective contracts. At the end of the day, man, you have $35 million to play with. I'm going to be honest. If you took $20 million of that, right? $9 million for Stephon Gilmore, 1-year deal. I believe Justin Simmons' market is roughly $11.4 million. I have no problem taking $20 million of that, keeping $15 million to kind of, look at some extensions here and there and sign these guys to 1-year deals. $20 million gets you potentially, if, these guys, agree to come in and play for the Las Vegas Raiders, assuming that we had any interest for either one of them. I would pay $20 million to bring in a Justin Simmons, a guy who has been a Pro Bowl player. He was a Pro Bowler last year in Denver, and he only played in 15 games. You know what I'm saying? Stephon Gilmore, he's kind of past the Pro Bowl, stage of his career, past the All-Pro, but he's still a guy that can get it done, opposite of a number one guy like Jack Jones. You know what I mean? So I would love to potentially take $20 million of that $35 million, bring in a Stephon Gilmore, bring in a Justin Simmons, and there you have it. You have two proven leaders, two proven high commodities. I know that technically we don't need another safety, you guys. And I know some people are going to argue that can potentially take away from Trey Taylor in his rookie year, can potentially take over, some reps from Chris Smith in year 2 out of Georgia. It could potentially take some reps from Trayvon Merrick and Marcus Epps, right? I don't care. At the end of the day, you want to have the best players available at those positions. And if you can bring in a Justin Simmons, and mind you guys, he can play strong, he can play free. There was even some rumors of potentially Pittsburgh reaching out to him and bringing him in to play in the nickel for them in Pittsburgh. So, he can give you some reps out there. We know that Nate Hobbs has dealt with injuries. He's dealt with injuries, time and time again in his young career. Potentially bringing Justin Simmons, you could have him, Epps, and Trayvon Merrick on the field at the same time. You know what I mean? So I don't really care about taking reps away from the young kids. They still have a lot of time to figure out, to get comfortable in the NFL. Trey Taylor is a rookie, you guys. He'll probably see a lot of special teams this year. Chris Smith, we still don't even know what we have with him. We don't even know if he's going to make the roster. And then at that point, you have Polamalu, you have Merrick, and you have Marcus Epps. At this point, I would love to bring in a Justin Simmons. I don't really care if it potentially takes reps away from the young kids. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You can't get away. I don't even know how Justin Simmons he's never been an all-pro player. It's insane to me. 3-time, I believe, Pro Bowl guy, but he's never had an all-pro season. That is insane, especially with some of those great defenses that he's played in with Denver. I can see Philadelphia still calling in and trying to bring in Justin Simmons. I know that they brought back Gardner Johnson. I know that they added another safety in the draft as well. But with him and Vic Fangio and the chemistry that they had out there in Denver, I can definitely see the Philadelphia Eagles bringing him in, and they have a shit ton of money at their disposal right now too. I believe we're 4th in the NFL in salary cap right now with about $35 million. The Eagles are right around there as well. I believe they're a top 5, top 7 team in salary cap at this point. The rich can just get richer at this point. I would definitely take a look at Justin Simmons to bring him in and see what we can do with him. And he get an opportunity to play his former team twice a year. You know what I mean? So I know that he would be out there ready to roll. You know what I mean? I think Justin Simmons is another guy that would come into this season very angry, would take a 1-year deal, and would go out there and absolutely ball out. And I can only imagine what Justin Simmons would look like with the mind of Patrick Graham out there calling the shots on the defensive side of the football, I think it'd be absolutely insane. Salute to J-Ro. Epic Graphk. Let's run with the young pups. Salute to my dog Ro on the $2 donation. I appreciate you. I have nothing against that. I'm cool with running with Ja'Cory Bennett, Richardson and Devonshire and these young guys, that we have. But I still believe, Ro, we need to bring in a veteran presence just in case the young pups aren't ready to go at this point. You know what I mean? I really wish, Ro, that we would have brought back Amik on an inexpensive deal. I know he went to Detroit. I don't know why we didn't re-sign Tyler Hall. He went to the Eagles for the cheap. You know what I mean? But I have no problem running with the young pups, but it'd be great to still bring in some veteran leadership in that DB room, whether that's a corner or a safety with Justin Simmons and Stephon Gilmore or Steven Nelson. Salute to my guy. Let me see. I think I missed one super. So Mando, how confident are you in our running back room? I'm around there. Mando, 5, 6. Somewhere around there, these guys are unproven. Amir Abdullah has not done a lot. There was actually this thing from CBS yesterday, Mando, that came out. And look at this. Look at this, you guys. It's actually kind of scary how much production our running back group has up to this point. Alexander Madison, 2,370 career rushing yards. Amir Abdullah, he's up there in age, over 30 years old, 1,683 career rushing yards. Zamir White, 521 career rushing yards. Then you have Britton Brown, 0. Sincere McCormick, 0. And then you have Dylan Lobby, rookie, which is 0. So I'm going to go with 5. And that is because I believe in Luke Getsy getting this run game going. He's done it in Chicago these past few years. I know a lot of people are going to say that Justin Fields had a lot of that production, but it is what it is. They still ran the football effectively out there in Chicago the last 2 years. So I'm going to say a 5 right now, just because there's just so much unknowns with that running back group. You know what I mean? But I'll say a 5 and probably middle of the pack because of Luke Getsy alone and because of that 3-4 game stretch as Amir White last year. He looked really good at the end of the season. Todd, I understand that. I get it. But to be real with you, who is a better football player? Is it Justin Simmons or is it Marcus Epps? Marcus Epps is on one more year. He has one more year left on his deal. I believe we signed him to a 2-year, $12 million deal. I understand you have Marcus Epps, but it's a clear-cut upgrade over Marcus Epps. We have all this free money. You know what I mean? Why not upgrade? See, I don't like to have that kind of thought process, Todd, like, oh, we already have a player there. Well, I mean, Justin Simmons is a better football player than Marcus Epps. You know what I mean? Like, let's just keep it a buck. Marcus Epps got a nice 2-year deal with us because he played for a phenomenal defense, in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? He started all 17 games. He played in the playoffs with them. I think he played in the Super Bowl, started as well, right? Yes, good football player. But we're talking about Justin Simmons here. I would rather have a great football player than a good football player. And that's no disrespect to Marcus Epps at all, but you would like to have an upgrade over anybody. Look, I'm looking at free agents right now, and there's not too many names out there because there's not too many upgrades. There's no linebackers out there I can realistically say that we can bring in that would be an upgrade over Robert Spillane and Divine Diablo. Wide receivers right now, there's no real upgrades over Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams, even a Michael Gallup at this point. Then you look everywhere else. You can look all across the board on the offensive line. There's not too many options out there to upgrade your offensive line. I mean, in free agency. Safety, guess what? Love Merrick. Justin Simmons is a better football player. Clear as day. Like Marcus Epps a lot. Justin Simmons is a better player than him. He's a better player than Polamalu. He's a better player than Chris Smith. He's a better player than Trey Taylor at this point in his young career. So at the end of the day, if you can bring in some guys that can improve that defense and you can continue to build, the stronger part of your roster, which is the defensive side of the football, why not go add a Justin Simmons to that safety room? And like I said before, also, Ty, he can give you some reps in a nickel. He can move around a little bit. Graham can utilize some versatility out of Justin Simmons, a guy that, can, like I said, play strong, play free, and potentially give you some reps in the nickel as well. Let me see. I never said that, Tork. Never said that at all. I don't even know what you mean by me trying to act as though he's a Ronnie Lott. I've never said that. I don't I don't know where that came from. All I'm saying is the guy's been pretty durable. He played in 15 games last year. He was a Pro Bowler last year. He was a Pro Bowler, Tort. This kid is a Pro Bowler. Yeah, he's getting a little up there in age. Yeah, cool. He's 30 years old, right? I understand that. But the kid in 15 games last year, he had 3 picks, 8 passes defensed. He had 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, even had a sack to add to his resume last year in 15 games out there. And that Denver defense was not the same as it was in recent years last year. Then you can go back. Yeah, some durability issues in 2022. He only played in 12 games, but he still had 6 picks. You go back to 2021. He played in all 17 games, started in all 17 games. He had 5 picks. This is a guy that if you bring in, he's better than what you have already on the existing roster. So I'm not trying to act as though the kid is Ronnie Lott by any means. That is a Hall of Fame type player in Ronnie Lott. But we are talking about a kid in Justin Simmons that 6'2", 202 pounds, plays free, plays strong. He's a 2-3-time Pro Bowler, and he has all pro talent. And he's coming over from a divisional rival with the Denver Broncos. So there you have it. Salute to Spivey. Epps, Simmons equals dynamite. Plus, guys get hurt. Spivey, there you have it. There you have it. This is facts, brother. Salute to Spivey, to Kevin Nash, a Shieldmore, man. And salute to my brother in the building, man. As always, the My Father himself, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network membership. Salute to all the new members here in the building. Oh, I see my Fathers are here, man. Jason Hunter, LV. Come on, man. And my brother Hug D's, man. Salute. If you guys missed out on the memberships, the gifted ones, hit the link up top. It's one of the best ways to help us keep the lights on over here at OLV Raiders Network, man. Salute once again to my brother, man. Graphk, I hope we get one of these guys, but I'm worried we will use $20 million for extensions, and we can do that. We can. But the thing is this, Rich, you're bringing these 2 guys, and let's just say you took $20 million and brought in Justin Simmons and brought in Stephon Gilmore. You're bringing in 2 proven players, 2 proven all-pro type talents. One was a former defensive player of the year, right? You're bringing in guys on 1-year deals. 1-year deals. So at the end of the day, you can allow some of these guys, to just play this season and see what we have. You don't want to jump the gun and just go pay a Merrick, go pay a Nate Hobbs with the durability issues these past few years. Some of these guys, you want to see if Malcolm Koonce can go out there and replicate the success that he had last year. You know what I mean? Like, you want to see if Robert Spillane can stay healthy this year. You know what I mean? He played through injuries last year, both of his hands, right? So, Divine Diablo, can he stay healthy? Why even – you can flirt with some of these extensions if you want to, but you can bring in some of these guys, like I said, the Gilmore, the Justin Simmons of the world, the Steven Nelsons of the world, on 1-year deals. Bring them in on 1-year deals. And then you'll have some money freed up next season, and you could potentially take care of some of you guys. All these guys are not going to be taken care of this offseason or during the season, you guys. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Raider says, what are you guys? What are the Raiders waiting on? Training camp? Maybe they want to see what some of these guys look like with pads on first. They get out there and they want to see what it is. There's no real reason to jump the gun, Ben, and go pay for a veteran to come in if you want to wait and see what some of these young guys have. I guarantee you they want to see what Jacorian Bennett looks like when the pads come on. I promise you they want to give Bennett every chance in the world to win that second spot on the perimeter, on the outside of the cornerback 2 spot. They want to give the young kid, the second-year guy out of Maryland, a shot at winning that. They want to potentially see if can Brandon Faison stay healthy. They apparently think of him very highly. Can he win that second spot? Can he stay healthy? So I do believe that they want to go a little bit, go into camp, see what they look like with the pads, and then maybe potentially play with some of this money that we have. We're 4th in the NFL right now, you guys, at $35 million. So we have a shit ton of money. And I don't think that a lot of teams are out here rushing to bring in the likes of a Stephon Gilmore, the likes of a Justin Simmons. Philadelphia has a lot of money right now, a lot of money. They're right near where we are in terms of salary cap space. And they're not rushing to go bring in a Justin Simmons, which I thought that would have been the easiest fit. I thought that Vic Fangio would have been out there beating the table to bring in the likes of a Justin Simmons. But it looks like, some of these teams aren't rushing to go in and bring some of these veterans in. I'm just saying that if I can have my way with this money, I'm looking to bring in the likes of a Stephon Gilmore and a Justin Simmons. And $20 million, like I said before, you guys, Justin Simmons' market value is $11.3, $11.4 million. Gilmore, $8.99 million. For $20 million, you could bring in 2 proven commodities to help this defense. You don't think that they would come in and play like their hair was on fire with Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins on that defensive line and Malcolm Kuntz? You don't think that they would play like their hair was on fire with Jack Jones coming back in with his second year under AP with the Raiders? I think that they would play like their hair is on fire. You know what I mean? So, and they're guys that are hearing all the noise, you guys, in the rumor mill about they're on the wrong side of 30 and, you know, they're not going to get big deals anymore. You don't think that Gilmore doesn't hear that? You don't think that Justin Simmons is sitting at home thinking, I'm one of the best players at my position. How the hell am I still out here in these free agency streets without a deal? I do believe that these guys will come in and be ready to fight for sure. Salute to Ben, my guy, man. Salute. I see Ira in the building as well. Salute to my dog, Ira. Graham, he says, don't sign a corner. Okay. Look, Graham, if I had my way, I would go sign Justin Simmons, period. I would add another safety to that safety room. I know that's a strong suit, you know, one of our strongest rooms that we have. But at the end of the day, why not make it stronger? Look, if you bring in a Justin Simmons, you may not even have to look at an additional corner to bring in. You could just run with the likes of Brandon Faison and Jacorian Bennett on one side with Jack Jones on the other. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. But once again, if you bring in the likes of a Justin Simmons, you just make your safety group, your corner group that much stronger with someone like that has all the versatility in the world to play as a strong, play as a free, and give you some reps in the nickel if need be. Let me see. Sincal, I've been saying that for a while. I've been saying that I would love to bring in Calais Campbell even at 37, 38 years old. The guy was dynamite for the Atlanta Falcons last year. I believe he had 6.5 sacks, something like that for them. A guy that, you know, can play defensive end, can play defensive tackle as well, can move around a little bit. I think Patrick Graham would have a lot of fun with the likes of Calais Campbell, that versatility that he could provide on the D-line. Let me see. Hey, man. Young, once again, you bring in a ball hawk that makes this defense that much better. And it only cost you probably $10, $11 million for a 1-year deal. What is the problem here, you guys? Merrick, 1 more year left on his deal. Marcus Sepps, 1 more year left on his deal. Polamalu be a free agent once again next year. At that point, you have Chris Smith and Trey Taylor on rookie deals. What are we doing here? DPH, you're not going to have Simmons as a linebacker. It's just not going to happen. Now, would there be some times where you can line him up and, you know, and get him closer to the line of scrimmage and have him go after the quarterback? Definitely. But this is not a guy that's going to give you, you know, a shit ton of sacks every season. He only has 4.5 in his career. You know what I mean? The most he's ever had is 1.5. This is not a guy that you're going to, you know, have him lined up as a box safety or have him just trying to get closer and closer to the line of scrimmage to go get the quarterback. That's not who he is. It's not who he is. It's not really his strong suit. Yeah, it'd be stacked. Definitely. Mo Money, bro, I can't get upset. Well, look, I can't get upset about what you're saying because you're absolutely right? But at the end of the day, man, who would have thought that Marcus Peters would have came to the Raiders, the team that he grew up loving in the city that he's from, and just absolutely show no effort? I mean, bro, like, who would have thought that? I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Marcus Peters experience was nasty. It was terrible. That experiment did not work at all. You know, when we got rid of him, and clearly there was a reason behind it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to compare him and Justin Simmons. You just can't do that. It's just no way in hell. Salute to Ira, man, my fucking guy, man. I appreciate you, brother. Salute to all the new members in the building because of my guy, Ira Jackson. Salute to all the new members. If you missed out on that, make sure you hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support what we do over here at OLV. And once again, with another haymaker, my dog, Intel. Salute. Between All my people over here, we're about to have a good 50, 60 new members in the building because of my guys, Intel, Ira, and Hug D's, and also my guy, I believe Spivey put a few up there as well, I believe. So thank you, man. Thank you, guys. As always, Intel, love you, brother. Thank you. It's always a blessing to see you in the chat. Thank you. And Ira just with another haymaker. Bing! I love it, man. Ira, appreciate you, King. Salute to you, man, for helping us keep the lights on over here at OLV Raiders Network. Salute. Yeah, man. Tay, sheesh. My people, man, they always take care of us over here. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me see. Access, at this point, I'm keeping my money in my pocket until I see who pans out and who doesn't. Just makes sense, Graphk. I'm not against that, X. I hear you loud and clear, my brother. I hear you. I'm just saying that if we were going to go out and get anyone right now, it would be the likes of a Stephon Gilmore for me, and it'd be Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons is number one on my list of players to bring in right now, period. But I hear you, though. I definitely hear you. Salute to Rebel Montana in the building as well, my dog. Yeah, Rich, it's not. He's fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. But it is kind of nervous. We do got to be a little nervous here because at Oregon, he dealt with some hamstring issues. He dealt with some concussion issues. He's had some prior injury history out there in Oregon. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on, definitely something to monitor. But I do believe in our medical staff. I do believe that he'll be ready to go this upcoming season. But he's a big boy, man. You know what I mean? With all that weight on him, it's very difficult to stay away from those type of injuries. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping and praying that those injuries don't plague his young career, man. I definitely praying to the gods that JPJ can go out there, man, and play for us as much as possible. Let me see. Salute to 11, my dog in the building. Appreciate you, man. Question. We keep saying we need to get another corner or Simmons, but what if the Raiders believe they have everyone they need in the building now? Just asking. I mean, 11, that could be definitely true. You could be onto something here. But at the end of the day, with all this cap that you have, all this salary cap space that you have, $35 million, you always have to find a way to better your roster. You know what I'm saying? You always have to find that balance, that natural balance of being able to develop your young guys, but also adding veteran pieces that can put you over the top. This defense is right now, 11, this defense is ready to explode. I'm telling you right now, top 10 defense last year when Josh McDaniels was let go. This can be a top 5 defense. You do not want to miss out on the opportunity to take that defense over the top. And look, early on, Tom Telesco went out there and paid $100 million to Christian Wilkins in free agency. You don't think for once that he doesn't see that there's a potentially glaring need at the cornerback position. You don't think that he's looking and potentially salivating at the opportunity to bring in a Justin Simmons, who he's had an opportunity to watch his whole career. He played for the Denver Broncos. Tom Telesco was the GM for the Chargers. You don't think for once that he's thinking about it? He has no ties to Trayvon Merrick. He has no ties to Marcus Peters. This is year one, and he's trying to figure out, what works in the grand scheme of things between him and Antonio Pierce and Patrick Graham putting that defense together. All I'm saying is they may love what they have, but at the end of the day, if you can make this thing better and Justin Simmons can be a guy that can potentially take that defense over the top, you bring him in. I don't care. Simple and plain. Salute to you, 11. Appreciate you. Salute to Brave. I hear you, brother. I hear you. I'd rather have Palomar as a safety / linebacker. I agree. The measurables are insane. 6'4", big lanky guy. He's an absolute cannonball going after the quarterback when we allow him to get as close to the line of scrimmage as possible. I agree with you. If we're going to utilize anybody as that kind of box safety type, type player, I'm looking at Palomar, definitely a guy that, is getting better in coverage and a guy that can get after the quarterback as well. Definitely agree with you, Brave. Torque, I got to hit him up, man. Definitely got to reach out to him. I'll do that. Thank you for reminding me. I'm definitely going to send a text to Hondo after this live. You know what, man? I haven't utilized TikTok too much. But you know what? You're right. I definitely need to start putting up content over there, man. Appreciate you, brother. Would love it, Hug. Would love it. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. I appreciate you guys as always. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Salute to my boy Deo. I think Gilmore makes more sense than Simmons. I mean, on paper, definitely, because I think we need another corner over a safety. So I understand what you're saying. Safety isn't a plug-and-play position. There's communicators that need to know the defense thoroughly. I think continuity of Epps and Merrick is better at safety. Not against that, brother. A great point. I'm just saying if you can make that room that much better by adding an all-pro type talent, in Justin Simmons, you have to think about it, right? You have to think about it. You do. But great comment, man. I appreciate you, man, for adding to the conversation. Salute to my boy Deo, man. Ira, my dog out here losing his mind today. Salute to all the new members here in the building because of my brother, Ira Jackson. If you guys missed out on these gifted memberships, do me a favor, man. Hit the link up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here at OLV Network, especially in the offseason, man, when it's really, really, really slow. My dog, Ira, man, I appreciate you. You guys are crazy today, man. You got about, 55, 60 new members in the building, man. George, I agree. It's going to be a great year. I can feel it. Todd says, I will still build the D-line. Well, there's some interesting pieces that's still available out there, right? We could talk about bringing back Yannick, right? We could talk about that. I mean, he's coming off of a bad foot injury. A guy that can always provide production in the sack department, right? Pause if necessary. He has no problem getting to the quarterback. But the main problem, Todd, and this was another reason why we moved on. We allowed him, I think, what did we do? We traded him, right? Then we traded him to the Colts for Rock Ya-Sin. And we brought in Chandler Jones. Was the problem that he has is playing the run. He cannot play the run. You know what I mean? It's been an Achilles heel of his entire career. He has not been able to set the edge. He has not been able to play the run, as much as these teams like. There's a reason why he has been a journeyman at this point. The Ravens, the Jags, the Raiders, the Colts, the Bears, free agent now. There's a reason why this guy is still available. Can he provide you some pass rush? Definitely. But he's a guy that you cannot put out there on clear rundowns because he'll struggle. But I hear you. I mean, there's no problem with continuing to add to the strongest room on your roster, period, right? But I think we're pretty deep on the defensive line. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be mad adding another pass rusher, but Malcolm Kuntz, you want to see as much as you can from him this year on his contract year. You want to see Tyree finally put it all together, right? You still got Janarius Robinson, coming back. I know he had that DUI this offseason, but he's still on the roster. So he may make this roster. You want to see what he can do, providing, that fourth pass rusher, being that fourth pass rusher opposite of Max and Malcolm and Tyree. And then Christian Wilkins was a great sign. Adam Butler, great return. Also, I mean, John Jenkins as well, the veteran nose tackle. So, I mean, I have no problem to continue to build on the defensive line. I have no issue with that. But the best players available right now, Todd, that are out there are potentially the corners and the safeties. And that's why I continue to lock in on those specific positions. Ira, my dog, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, Ira. Salute to my guy. Salute to all the new members here in the building. Ira Jackson is absolutely losing his mind today. I appreciate you, brother. Salute, my guy, man. Salute to all the new members here in the building. Let's play it out to the cuts and see what's there. I'm not mad about that, Chris. It's still very early. I'm just saying that if we're going to play the off season, look, right now it's slow, you guys. We have to talk about how we could potentially still make this thing better, right? You have to, the NFL, you always want to find a way to improve your roster, period. It could be week 9. You're still trying to find a way. How can we improve this roster? It could be week 14. You're still trying to look at your practice squad and seeing who you could potentially elevate that can outplay another player at their position. You're always trying to find a way to improve your roster. And right now, with all this money that we have at our disposal, and some of these great players still available in free agency, you have to take a look at it. You have to take a look at it. You know what I mean? What if, you guys, I'm going to ask you this, and I hate to sound like, just putting hypotheticals out there, but what if Justin Simmons goes and signs with the Chargers? What if he goes and signs with the Kansas City Chiefs and he absolutely balls out? Then what? We have to hope that Merrick and Epps, set the bar at the safety position, right? But it would suck to watch him go to another team and absolutely ball out, knowing what he puts out there on the football field year in and year out. He is a clear player that upgrades what we do, that will upgrade that defense. But I hear you. Let's play it out. So I Graphk, busy with my new job. Can't check in as much. JJ, salute to you and congratulations on the new job. And never, ever, man, ever apologize for doing what you're supposed to do, King. It's a blessing to have you here. But brother, that is a blessing that you have a new job and you being able to take care of your family. Salute to you, man. Don't worry about us over here, man. We'll be here. We ain't going nowhere. The thing is this, Mo Money, we're not bringing them in. I understand that philosophy if these guys weren't going to come in on one-year deals. Mo Money, it's not like we're going to sign Justin Simmons to a 3-4 year deal. This guy knows he's clearly going to get a one-year deal at this point, this late in the game in free agency. Stephon Gilmore, at his age, he's signing a one-year deal. It's not like we're bringing these guys in to just completely take Trey Taylor and Chris Smith potential reps away from them as youngins. You know what I mean? It's not like we're coming in and telling them, forget what y'all got going on. We're bringing in these guys on 3-4 year deals. It's not happening. I'm talking about 1 year flyers on proven commodities that can make this team that much better. I understand you guys. I understand your argument. You want to see the development of our own players, but you always have to find you have to find that balance. You have to find that balance. You have to. You have to draft well. If you want to win Super Bowls, you guys, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Look at the New England Patriots. They drafted really well. They went and got, the Patriots. They drafted Rob Gronkowski. They got Hernandez. They drafted Tom Brady. They drafted Julian Edelman and all those other guys, right? They drafted well, and then they added, veteran pieces, in free agency to put them over the hump. You definitely want to see your young guys get work. Definitely. But if you can add some veterans into the mix, I'm not asking Justin Simmons to come in and be the star for the next 5 or 6 seasons. It's not going to happen. I just want to see. Do you understand, Mo Money, how much better Trey Taylor and Chris Smith will be a few years down the line if you bring in a Justin Simmons for 1 year? Just 1 year. Bring him in on a 1 year deal. Let him come in and cook. How much better those kids will be moving forward in their careers. But Torque, and I love that you're providing a lot for this. Salute to Torque. I'm not arguing with you. It's just a debate, my brother, right? I hear you. But how many real Super Bowl teams are potentially still looking at adding them? Like Philadelphia, they went and got Cooper DeJean, right, in the draft. They went and drafted another corner. They went and brought back Gardner Johnson at the safety position, right? I'm even hearing rumors, Torque, of potentially the Eagles making James Bradbury a safety this year. So who's to say that one team right there, that Super Bowl caliber team, would even look his way? Let's just say, are the Chiefs happy with their safety room? I mean, I think that they're probably happy with their entire defense, but they're always going to look to upgrade their roster as well. So you may be on to something with that. You know what I mean? But there may be some, but who's to say that some of these teams, he's not going to get we're not going to say he may not get his way, Torque. He may not get his way. Do you think that the Niners, if he says that, I want to play for a Super Bowl contending team this year, he's already minimizing his bag, because there's only a few teams that potentially you look at as perennial Super Bowl teams: the Eagles, the Niners, the Chiefs, right? I mean, the Baltimore Ravens, and all these teams already have safeties. They have safeties. I mean, do you think the Ravens are going to go get Justin Simmons when they have, Kyle Hamilton and they added some other players into that room as well? He may not get his way. If he wants to play football this upcoming season, he may have to say, you know what? I got to go to a place where I think they'll utilize me right, and I could potentially add some success to that team. But Torque, you're right. You're right. He did say that. He definitely said that. Let me see. And that's all I'm saying. Like how Justin took Khalil Mack under his wing. Simmons can do that with our young safety. This is facts. People tend to forget, Merrick is still young too, you guys. He's on his rookie deal. He's on his rookie contract. He's on a rookie deal. And right now, man, it sucks because if we would have swapped, right? If we would have took Alex Leatherwood in round 2 and we would have took Merrick in round 1, we would have had the option of that 5th-year option. I hate that, right? Because let's just say that you wouldn't have to stress about potentially bringing back Merrick on an extension. You could say, let him go out and play on his 4th year. And if he plays great, we have the 5th-year option there. I just wish we could have swapped those 2 players. I mean, I don't want Alex Leatherwood at all, but it would have been easier to take that hit if you took Alex Leatherwood in round 2, and then you had the option of putting the 5th year on Merrick. Let me see. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But that also may scream those other Super Bowl caliber teams didn't want him. Oh, it's not going to be a cheap deal, Torque, by any means. I mean, $11.4 million is his market value. I believe, according to Over the Cap. That's not a cheap contract at all. It's not. But it's a 1-year deal, and you can get out of that money after 1 year. It's not a problem. I just think that this is a move, Torque, that puts Merrick on notice. It puts Marcus Epps on notice. It adds to the strong suit of your team, which is your defense. If you can add a player like Justin Simmons to that defense, it just makes him that much better. In one offseason, if you could tell me that we were adding Christian Wilkins and Justin Simmons, just those 2 players alone, I'd be like, wow, we are about to really take the league by storm on the defensive side of the football, at least. If we went into this offseason, you guys, and someone told you that we were going to leave the offseason with Justin Simmons on an $11 million 1-year deal and bringing in Christian Wilkins for all that money, everybody would have been happy. Everybody would be happy. So all I'm saying is if you have the option of doing so, and I'm going to get off this here in a second, bring him in. Why not? Bring him in. It makes your defense that much better, period. Let me see. Salute to my guy, King85 on a $10 donation, man. Appreciate you, brother. Peters was a bad move from the jump, and we can't let that situation scare us off of vets. Exactly. Anyone who watched him in Baltimore knew he was cooked. Most wanted him because of the Oakland ties. And I'm going to be real with you. Nose ring, y'all. No booger. Nose ring, no booger. I have to agree with you, King. You know, I talked to him early on in the offseason, and he told me he was talking to the Raiders. He told me he wanted to be a Raider. I was sold on the Oakland biasness. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, this kid grew up a Raider. He wants to be a Raider. It makes sense that he's going to come out here and actually produce because he wants to be here. I agree with you. He was not great at Baltimore at the end of, at the end of his run out there. Definitely agree with you. But once again, I agree with you in the sense of you can't get away from bringing in veteran guys just because you had one bad apple in Marcus Peters. And at the end of the day, Justin Simmons is not Marcus Peters. Simple and plain. Ripper says Adoree and Simmons. Run it. I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'm still worried about bringing in Adoree Jackson because at this point he hasn't played a lot of football. You know what I mean? He's missed a lot, Ripper. And I'm going to bring this up real quick for you guys. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. I think, dude, how many games did he miss these past few seasons? He's missed a lot, man. Last year, he played in 14 games, started in 14 games. The year prior in 2022, played in 10 games, started in 10 games. The year before, played in 13 games, started in 12. And then the year prior, played in 3 games and started in 2. So the durability, there has been some durability issues. He's missed football games every year of his career outside of 2017, his rookie season in Tennessee, and 2018, his sophomore year with Tennessee. He's missed a lot of football, you guys. He has. Kind of scary to think bringing him in, and expecting him to be that corner 2 on the outside opposite of Jack Jones. Yeah, Kevin, I agree, bro. I agree. He's 30 years old, and safeties can play well into their mid-30s. Kevin, like real talk, like this guy can still be very productive. He's coming off of a Pro Bowl year on that terrible Denver defense last year, Kevin. Like that's just what I want people to understand is if you bring in Justin Simmons, he's your best safety from day one. He's an upgrade over Merrick, and he's an upgrade over Marcus Peters. Period. At the end of the day, no one can fight that. You can't. He's better than Merrick. He's better than Marcus Epps. He's still playing at a high level. And once again, safeties can play well into their mid-30s. We've seen it before, right? With, look, C. Wood, came in, converted to safety, Pro Bowl years. And he was in the latter part of his career. I'm just saying, man, I would love to add that type of talent to that defense, period. It'd be absolutely phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. I would love to see it. Golly. Salute to Ira, man. There you go, my dog. Love to talk that shit t-shirt too. Bruh. Ira, my brother, salute to you, man. That's all I can say, bro. Salute to all the new members here in the building, man. Salute to the MVP of today's show, man, for sure. Our brother Ira Jackson gifting 50 OLV Raiders Network memberships. Salute to all the new members here in the building. And I'm going to say it again. If you missed out, make sure you hit that link up top. Hit the join button. Definitely helps us over here. I'm going to hit some of this beer for my dog Ira, man. Salute. This deep Ellum, you already know. My dog. Playing with my nose. Man, playing with my real ones know, Nightmare. Salute to my OG, Messy Mar. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, and I like that sentiment, right? Mo Money, I agree with you. I'd rather have hungry dudes, not dudes that are already fed. Well, let me ask you this. You don't think that Justin Simmons is hungry right now? Seeing all these other players get picked up in free agency, seeing, lesser talented guys go elsewhere and get jobs, and secure jobs. You don't think that's going to make him hungry? I mean, Mo Money, last I checked, this this grown-ass man was a Pro Bowler last year in Denver with that really, really bad defense. You don't think he's hungry? He's definitely hungry. Let's not act as though he's already fed. No. Yeah, Ron, facts. Absolutely out here doing the Lord's work. Reggie, man, my brother, man, salute. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up, man. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Protect Ira at all costs, man. Yeah, it's over. Ventrack, it's over. The whole dream, my dream of bringing in Xavien Howard and coming in and being, angry and frustrated about the way Miami did him and then him becoming an all-pro corner again this late in his career. My dream is shattered. It's shattered. There's no more Xavien Howard. It's over. Ira, what? Ira is in here tweaking. He said, Graphk, you want 50 more? Hey, everybody in the chat, y'all want 50 more? Do you guys want to become a member? If you want to become a member in the chat, put up a 1. Put a 1 in the chat. Ira said, if you want 50 more, DeMarcus, I like that. Steven Nelson, I like that. I don't always know. I don't know how to, was it Agba, I believe? Is it Emmanuel Agba? He'd be a good rotational pass rusher. He'd be a guy that you can bring in and rotate in there now as that third or fourth pass rusher. He's never had, I believe, over 10 sacks in his career, but he's been a very reliable edge rusher in the NFL. Why not? I can see that. It probably won't cost you an arm and a leg to bring him in. I'm cool with that. He said he wants a boot. Mitch is on vacation. You know what? This is what I'm going to do, Ira. Tomorrow, me and Scout have our show. I'll bring in some liquor. We'll have some fun. I'm going to bring it in. We're going to have some fun, man. Graphk, what's your opinion on Nelson? Max and Nate mentioned him on the rush. Look, Kim, I like Steven Nelson. I like him a lot. I think that would be a great pickup. You know what I mean? He's performed well, like I said earlier, at every stint that he's had, whether it was the Texans, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, he's moved around a lot. He's kind of been an NFL journeyman up to this point. He's getting up there in age, right? But I like him. He's performed well everywhere he's went. So I would love to bring in Nelson. I would love it. Oh, my God, bro. Ira with a bang, in the words of my brother Mitchell Renz and my brother Jeremy Chuggs, man. Salute to Ira for absolutely losing his mind on today's show. My guy, Ira, man. I appreciate you, brother. Salute. Ira is definitely the MVP today. Salute to my guy, Ira, man. Yeah, okay. All right, bet. He said, deal? Let's get it rolling. Tomorrow, I'm going to list Scout, talk his shit. I'm going to bring some alcohol. We're going to take some shots. We're going to have some drinks. And we're going to Mitchell Renz this thing tomorrow until our brother gets back in town. How about that? I love that. Kevin and Stone Cold said the same thing. Every single person is about to be a member here in a second. This is facts. I got you, Rich. Brock Bowers. Salute to my guy, Richard Hardy, man. Once again, salute to Ira, man. And salute to all the new members here in the building. Let's see. That shit was so goated. He did that. He did that so slick. Here go 50 more for y'all. Salute, man, to Torque. Oh, yeah, DeMarcus. It's been a long time since I've actually been on screen getting tilted, man. I kind of usually wait for game days to do that. But hey, if y'all want to have some fun tomorrow, let's do it. Let's do it. Scout's too young, but I'll definitely hold it down for both of us. Ira, the show is at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So you got plenty of time, brother. If you're around, pull up. Have some fun with this, man. We definitely like to have you in the chat, man. Bringing that fire, man, like you always do. Salute, man. That content. Let me see. Yo, I definitely went in there and got hammer time, bro. I promise you, I was in there slapstick. Salute to Dale. Salute to Spivey, my guy, man. Xavien Howard has is gone and crossed the bridge too far, even for us nasty ass Raider fans. He is unceremoniously blizzocked from all future consideration. I agree. Spivey, at this point, cooked. I don't want anything to do with Xavien Howard. Facts. Factory outlet, man. Factory outlet. Salute to Spivey on the $10 donation. Salute to Suck My Cockiness. Pause. Welcome back. You're the fucking GOAT, Graphk. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. You are the GOAT, man. Salute for being here. Let me see. Salute to Eddie, man. Just stopping by to give you a like. Appreciate you and show you some love, Graphk. Straight from the 209. Salute to my guy, Eddie Ramos. Salute to Stockton, Modesto, Tracy, all my people out there, man, in the 209. Salute to my guy, Eddie. Devontae, you got to look it up, bro. It's actually nasty work. Apparently, allegedly, he was trying to get a former fling of his to get an abortion. And what he was doing was sending footage to, I believe, her son. Don't quote me on that. Of him having sex with his mom to try and get her to have the abortion or something to that effect. It's nasty work. Nasty work. We want nothing to do with that. Let me see. Salute to Kevin, man, my dog. Got to show some love as well. Have a great weekend, everyone. Much love, y'all. Salute to Kev, man. I appreciate you on the $5 donation. Thank you, brother. You have a great weekend as well, man. Happy Friday, my brother. Indian Territory, I appreciate you, man. Torque, I'm not against that. But the thing is, and now I may sound a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I may be straddling the fence here now, Torque, right? Because I just got done talking about the age and all that other stuff. I feel like, Torque, the linebacker position is the running back position of the defense. And what I mean by that is you always want to get younger at that respective position. Spillane is already, in his a little over his mid-20s, I believe, right? How old is Spillane, you guys? Is he 26, 27? Somewhere around there, right? We have Divine Diablo. He's still on his rookie deal. Hold on real quick. Hey, Mama, I'm live right now. I'm going to call you right back. All right, late too. Salute to my mom for calling. But I would rather, 28, Mama, there you go. I would rather, Ira is losing his mind right now. I would rather stay young at the linebacker position. You know what I mean? We just drafted Tommy Eichenberg. Spillane, like Mo Money says, 28 years old. We got Amari Burney, still our former 6th-round pick out of Florida. What do we have with him? We have Darian Butler, our young kid out of Arizona State that we still haven't seen much of because of the injury. So at the end of the day, I would rather stay young at the linebacker position. So to answer your question, Zach Cunningham, interesting. He's a productive player. It's not like Zach is 90 years old, but I would rather stay young at the linebacker position. Like I said, it's the running back position of the defense now. Stay young. Stay young. Yeah, salute to Mom Dukes, man. Salute to my mama. Knowing my mom, she probably called about the boys, trying to see what they want for their birthday. I love that, Coach. Salute to Skidmore. Tommy Two Thumbs, going to be a great pickup. Factory. And we have Luke Masterson as well, you guys. Another kid that I love a lot. Our UDFA a year or two ago out of Wake Forest that is starting to show signs of life at the linebacker position as well. I definitely like Luke Masterson. I keep forgetting that this is one of the guys that I was the highest on last year, and I keep forgetting that he's on this roster because we went and got a guy in Tommy Eichenberg that I liked a lot out of Ohio State. Salute to Raider DB. Guess his plan B didn't work so well. On to plan C. Oh, that's a bar right there, DB. That is a bar. That's a bar right there. For those who don't know, let's just say this. Miami was plan A. Plan B was the thing that tried to keep him away from that abortion. Now he's on to plan C. That was a bar. That was a bar. Salute to my guy, Raider DB. Ira is tweaking, bro. Stay too young, you never develop. Michael, I hear you. I hear you. But at this point, we have a veteran linebacker already in the room in Robert Spillane, and we have a lot of young pups also, man, that we need to give them some reps there. Let me see. I think Masterson's upside is very high. Spivey, I agree with you. Whether that's on special teams, whether that's out there giving reps at the linebacker position, I definitely think this kid has a lot of room to grow. I like the upside of Luke Masterson. And if you go back and get an opportunity, Spivey, go look at some of the tape at Wake Forest. He put some great tape out there, some great film out of Wake Forest. I was actually shocked that he ended up being a UDFA that year. Salute the pump. Call me crazy, but I believe we re-signed Epps. $6 million, okay. I disagree with you because of all the other safeties that we have on this roster that are still young. I don't think that you re-sign Epps and re-sign Merrick. Spillane, I can see that. Malcolm can see that. Are you saying Malcolm $8 million? $8 million? Is that what you mean? Because I don't see Malcolm at this point potentially taking $8 million a year. 2-year deals on Hobbs. Wait on Diablo and Merrick until the mid-season, then go get Nelson or Gilmore under 8. I don't think you're going to get Gilmore under 8. I think you're going to have to pay him $9 million. Nelson, you could probably get him for under 8. Amari Gaynor as well, another linebacker. We brought in as a UDFA out of North Carolina. You're right. But I don't think that Malcolm's going to take $8 million, especially if he has a great year this year. And coming off of 8.5 sacks in 8 games last year, I don't think that he's looking at $8 million is that range. This guy could potentially be a premier pass rusher in the NFL. He's going to get paid his next deal. I don't think that he takes $8 million, even as a hometown deal. I don't see it. Delano, I appreciate you, brother. You say give him up. Okay, maybe some incentives. Let me see. Ira's trying to see if he can hit Martin with a membership all the way across the pond. Salute, man, to Martin and Ira. Yeah, Redbone. Tommy's one of them ones. He's one of them ones. Torque, man. You know what's funny? I don't want to talk about this, but I can tell you one thing about this Josh Jacobs situation, and I'll get off of it. I promise you. I promise you, Tom Telesco made threw a number to him. That's all I'm gonna say. I know firsthand that he made a deal for him. He put a deal on the table for him. Now, was it a deal that Josh wanted? No, he wanted more money. There was a few things that I heard that Josh threw Tom's way, where maybe Josh would have took a more of a hometown deal to stick around, and Tom wasn't willing to play ball. I can promise you this. Tom would have kept Josh around if it made sense. Simple and plain. Now, Josh got his money in Green Bay. Much respect. Love it. Deservingly so. One of the better running backs in the NFL. Former, league leader in rushing yards. Salute to Josh Jacobs, all-pro guy. But there was a deal on the table. I know this firsthand. There was a deal on the table. So to hear Tom never spoke to him, that is cap. Cap. And I can promise you that. Now, I don't know why Josh would have, why he would try and throw this into the universe as, Tom didn't talk to him. I don't understand why that. You guys genuinely think for one moment that there was not a conversation between Tom Telesco and Josh's representation. You don't think that? That would be malpractice. I wouldn't even respect my general manager at all if there wasn't a conversation had about a deal in play with an all-pro running back. Come on, man. There was a specific number that Tom wanted to pay. Josh said it's not enough. He went to Green Bay. Simple. Ain't that big of a deal? And I know multiple people that Josh talked to in regards to this conversation that we're having now. So, Ryan, I mean, realistically, how many times does a general manager actually talk to a player directly anyway? You have representation for that. Why would Tom Telesco have to sit down with Josh? He's not calling him on the phone. Salute to my brother Paul. He is Jeffrey Simmons' agent. Do you think for once the general manager out there is talking to Jeffrey about business? No, he's talking to Paul about his new deal. So there's no reason for these general managers to speak to these players at all. So, at the end of the day, man, I'm going to be real with you guys. I was one of the people that was ready to move on from Josh Jacobs. I love Josh. I think he's a great human being. I think he's a great football player. But I was ready to move on, period. And I'm happy we moved on. Now we got younger at the running back position, and we're going to see what we have now under Luke Getsy. See what he can do. My opinion, no, we did not sign Howard. Actually, the total opposite. We'll probably won't even see him in the NFL this year. Unless a team takes a flyer on him after the news that just broke about him today. Yeah, because Ryan, he wanted to be a Raider. Josh didn't want to leave. His life is in Vegas. He loves the city. He loves the team. He loves the fan base. But, Josh Jacobs is a human being, y'all. He has emotions. He's going to be, he wears his heart on his sleeve. It is what it is. I don't feel any type of way about it. But moving on, he's in Green Bay. We no longer have him as a running back here with the Raiders. Let me see. Salute to everybody here in the building, y'all. Wipe them feet, man. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. For those who are pulling up late, we talked about the Xavien Howard news. We also talked about potentially bringing in Pro Bowl safety Justin Simmons. We talked about bringing in cornerback Stephon Gilmore. We talked about their market values and how much it would cost to potentially even bring them both in, right? Let me see. Love that tax-free win. Salute to Huey. But, at the end of the day, I just want to make this roster as best as possible. You know, it's so easy, you guys, to say we have to let our players develop. I understand that. I understand that. But when you have a Max Crosby who's in the pinnacle of his career, right? When you just paid Christian Wilkins a shit ton of money to be your star defensive tackle, you know what I mean? And now you're going to have to start using some of this money to take care of your players, the Merricks, the Nate Hobbs, Devon Diablos, all these guys, right? Malcolm Kuntz. At the end of the day, at some point you have to say, are we going all in? Are we going all in? Because if we are, there's some players out there that can still make this team that much better. That's all I'm saying. More money. I love that the Raiders are being patient too. I love it. Let me see. Yeah, this is facts. Definitely. I'm a humble kid, you know, comes from humble beginnings. You know, man, he takes his gym sessions very seriously, Skidmore. Doesn't skip leg day. You know, the man is a monster in the gym. I'm excited to see what this kid's going to look like in this system this year. Let me see. I just hope that 2 beat writers are wrong. Kat, what do you mean? And what beat writers are you talking about? Oh, okay. So is this what you were referring to, Cap? Salute to Raw Dog. Tashawn Reed on Bleacher Report said Raiders aren't spending money on big veteran free agents this summer. You think he's bullshitting? I mean, is he? I mean, up to this point, we haven't. So salute to Tashawn Reed. I love him for his work that he does and all that good stuff, but he's only pointing out the obvious. What is Tashawn Reed putting out into the universe? He's stating the obvious. We haven't went out and spent big money on veterans. That doesn't mean we're not going to. Do you guys think for once that Tom Telesco is going to tell Tashawn Reed what he's going to do moving forward with the money that he has? Come on, man. Come on, man. I love Tashawn. Big salute to him. Love the work that he does. Tashawn's, but come on, man. He's only stating the obvious. I mean, what the fuck? We haven't spent big money on veterans. Yeah. Duh. We spent big money on Christian Wilkins, right? We spent barely anything on Adam Butler and John Jenkins to come back. Yeah. But he's only stating the obvious. And if Vinny B said it, he's stating the obvious too. Now, you know what's funny is that you can put up an article that says that, and then you have a backbone in a sense of saying, I never said that we weren't going to spend money. You know, they weren't going to spend money on veterans. I just, you know, I meant that, you know, they haven't yet. That is a perfect report, you guys. They have mastered the manipulation of dropping articles and getting people to think one thing when they're actually protecting themselves from either option. Does that make any sense, you guys? Does that make any sense? Like if we do go spend money, some big money on veterans like Stephon Gilmore, Justin Simmons, they can say, well, we were saying that they haven't up to this point. And then if we don't, they can say, oh, I told you. I told you. The art of manipulation, man. Salute to Vinny B and salute to Tashawn Reed for putting out an article that got people talking. I love it. I love it. Salute to my brother, Big Mike, man. Love you, bro. Great showing last night with you and East Coast Gridiron. My brother, man. Salute to you, my dog. My dog. Double back reporting. I'm just saying, yeah, that's no knock on either one of those guys, right? It's the offseason. Bills need to be paid. I understand what they're doing. It's no knock on them, but at the end of the day, they're just putting out shit to put out shit. Yeah, Cap, they're not, bro, no beat writer knows anything about what this team is going to do. Do you think Tom Telesco came in year one, a guy that's been there for a few months now, and his job is to go sit down with beat writers and tell them what his thought process is? Do you think that the AP is going to any of these guys and telling them what the fuck we going to do moving forward? No, not at all. You guys, just because people are in the building does not mean that they get house prices. Okay? like it's just real. People have jobs. They're going to cover and write what they see. But at the end of the day, nobody knows anything outside of a few people in that room. Yeah, there you go, Axe. It's called hedging. Either way, they're right. Facts. And like I said, there's no knock. You got these guys do incredible work. It's no knock on those guys. I'm just saying, man, that, hey, man, as a fellow media guy myself now, you know what I mean? Let me just pop my collar, covering the Aces, and I'll be covering the Raiders when I get to Vegas. And, I was supposed to be doing something out here, with the finals, but we got there a little too late. But, man, as a guy myself, you know what I mean? Like, I have to say this. Nobody knows shit, man. Nobody knows shit unless you have friends that you really have tied, to our general manager or certain people. It is what it is. Salute to Nick. Just bought my tickets for the home opener. Shit, it's going to be my first game without my uncle. I'm going to have an extra seat and drape a jersey. I love that, Nick. Rest in paradise, man, to your uncle. And I love, love, love the thought process behind that, man. That is fire, bro. Rest in paradise to your uncle. And salute, man. Great idea. Have a ball out there, brother. Yeah, man. Salute, salute, salute. Wipe them feet, y'all. Wipe them feet. Hit them thumbs up. I guess that's the reason why, people won't publicly support me. Some of these beat writers and stuff, but behind the scenes, they tell people they watch my work. I get it. I understand, because we keep it 100. We talk about facts over here. You know what I mean? Sir got the juice. I appreciate you, man. Hit that subscribe button, brother. Talk that shit, bro. Salute to my bro, Big Mike. Let's get some questions in, you guys. We still got about 700 plus people in the building, whether you're watching on Twitter or you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet, you guys. Let's get a few more questions in before we get out of here. I'm actually about to take my sons to the pool here very soon. Salute to Omar on a $10 donation, man. DC wasn't being sour. The team opted not to let him play because of his guaranteed money since the season was over. And as far as the trade, had no clause, and McDaniels didn't let him in the building. Omar with the I love O, man. O always puts some shit up there where it's like I'm reading shit backwards. I know what you're trying to say, and I get what you're saying, and this absolutely had nothing to do with the conversation that we were talking about right now. But, I love it. You know what? I love Omar because I can always expect him to derail the show with some backwards letters and some shit that has nothing to do with the actual show. Omar, I love you, bro. Salute to you, and salute to all that puzzles and shit you put together, my dog. Love you, bro. 300 likes, and I'll raise. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Talk, Tay. Talk. Yeah, I'm officially an Aces fan now, man. I'm officially an Aces fan now. I told myself I would never watch the WNBA once they took my Monarchs from me in Sacramento. I said I'll never watch that league ever again. I went and kicked it, covered the game, chopped it up with some of the girls. Great human beings. Been speaking with their marketing team and stuff like that. I'm officially an Aces fan now. So when I get to Vegas, I'm going to be at the games. I'm going to be rooting. Aces, what up? What up? What up? Omar is the GOAT, bro. I know, Jay. I know. I know, bro. Salute to my guy. Oh, yeah. I seen your message as well. Come on, man. Let me know when you're free. Send me a text, bro. Let me know what day, and let's go get a cigar. You already know. Let me get rid of this off the screen. This off the screen. This. All right. Boom. Cool. We lit. Cat, I'm about to jump on it, man. Pause if necessary. Nah, Stone Cold. Nope, bruh. They stole everything from the Monarchs, bro. I don't like that shit, bro. They stole the purple. They stole the look, all that. The Golden State, bro, they literally took everything that the Monarchs were and implemented and put it a few minutes down the street. I hate that shit. Salute to, here we go. I was setting the record straight because I hear A lot of bull on DC being a drama queen when he wasn't, and $5 chat can go so far. Stay safe. Oh, you know I love you, bro. You know I love you, bro. It's no disrespect at all. I don't really care about DC. You know what I mean? So that just kind of came out of left field, bro. But hey, for you to set the record straight, salute to you, O. Love you, bro. Salute to my guy. I didn't know the record needed to be set straight, but you know, we here with it. Salute to my guy, O, man. Yeah, D-Train, man. They stole from Sac, bro. They took everything from my, you know, from my city, man. I don't like that shit. It's nasty work. That shit's not loving. All right. Let me get the hell out of here, y'all. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Oh, let me read this real quick. Salute to my guy, D. Bernie. Has Justin Simmons? No, he has not expressed any interest in playing for us. But up to this point, he really hasn't expressed any interest in playing for any team. The last thing that I heard from him, D, was him saying that earlier on in free agency that he wanted to play for a Super Bowl contender this late in his career. He wanted to play for a ring. That's it. That's all I got from, you know, Justin Simmons this offseason. I haven't seen any interviews up to this point. After that, I haven't seen anything with him being tied to the Raiders. This is just my personal opinion of saying that I would love to add Justin Simmons to this defense. That's it. That's all it is. So, no, he hasn't expressed any interest at all, and I don't even know if we've expressed any interest. This is just me expressing my interest in bringing in Justin Simmons to be another safety in that room. So, other than that, man, love y'all. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for making this a phenomenal show. Salute to all the moderators in the building. Salute to all the new members. Salute to Ira for absolutely losing his mind. Salute to Intel for losing his mind. Salute to Hug D's for gifting some new members. And just salute to everybody here in the building. I just definitely appreciate every single one of you guys. You make these shows what they are. It is nothing without you guys, man. Once again, OakLosVegas.com. Go get you some drip. Salute to East Coast Gridiron, my brother. Run it back if you get a chance to. And if you guys get a chance also, go back and check out our show from last night, breaking down that film on Jackson Powers Johnson. East Coast Gridiron is a phenomenal mind, knows the game in and out. Go check it out. Graphk, my brother, love you. Spivey, love you. Salute to everybody here in the building. OakLosVegas.com, PlanetRaiders.com, AnyGivenSundaySauces.com. We are now available on Amazon as well, and WoodsonWhiskey.com. Tell the GOAT I sent you. Go get you a bottle of that GOAT whiskey, man. My people, I'm out. One.